Hello, boys and girls. We are back in our NBT 1 to NBT 4 math book. I would like for you to turn to page 12 in your math book today. Today we're going to be working on pages 12 and 13. So if you will get your book out and get ready to go. Today when we work on our place value, when we write numbers in expanded form today, we are going to write them in the fractional part. I know some days we write them in fractions, some days we write them in decimals, but today we're going to work with the fractional form. So if you'll look at number 1 with me, if we're going to write this number in expanded form, let's go ahead and look. We have 510 and 401, let's use our strategy, 401 thousandths. So let's go ahead and write our expanded form. So our 5 is in the hundreds place, so 5 times 100, plus our 1 is in the tens place, 1 times 10, plus we have the 0, so the 0 is in the ones place, so 0 times 1 is 0, so there's no need to put that. Now when we go to the right side of the decimal where we have our parts, let's look at the first one. So we have 4 times, our 4 is in the tenths place. We don't have a number in the hundredths place, but we have a 1 in the thousandths place. So 5 times 100 plus 1 times 10 plus 4 times 1/10 plus 1 times 1,000. Excellent job. All right, the next one is asking us to write in standard form. Write 352. All right, we know what 352 looks like. 352, we can do that. 300, 3 in the hundreds place. 50, that means 5 tens, and then 2 ones. Now we have our and. So go ahead and put your and. We need 4 tenths. So if we have the tenths place, we're going to put our 4 right there. 352 and 4 tenths. All right, good job, guys. Next one, this next one's going to be pretty easy too. We're going to write 10 and 7 tenths in written form because we know that 7 is in the tenths place because we can put our 1 under our decimal and put our 0 because we have 1 place out. So that tells us that it's the tenths place. So we have 10. Our decimal point stands for and, 10 and 7 tenths. All right. Good job, guys. You guys are getting to be pros at this. We've been doing it for a few days now. The next problem, let's look at it. 700, write 701 and 1,000th in standard form. Well, let's look at the first part. 701, and we're writing it in standard form, which just means that we're writing it we're just writing the number. So if we look at 701, we all know how to write 701. We learned that a long time ago. And we got our and. We've got to have 1,000. Now we talked about this in our last lesson. Miss Bowman helped us with this. If we put our places out, we got to go to the thousandths place, and we've got 1,000. So we're going to have to put our 1 in the thousandths place, and then fill in with our 2 zeros. All right? All right. Let's look at our next problem. It says write 200 plus 50 plus 7 plus 5 tenths plus 7 hundredths plus 2,000ths in written form. So we're going to have to write it in word form. Well, boys and girls, what I think that you should do first is let's write this number in standard form so then we can break it down into words. 200 plus 50 plus 7. We can do that real easy. 200 plus 50 plus 7. We can add it up like that. Some of you may be able to do it in your head. So we've got 257. And we've got 5 in the tens place, 7 in the hundreds place, and 2 in the thousands place. So when we look at that, I know sometimes this gets a little scary if we're taking it from expanded form to written form. Sometimes it's just easier to go back to that standard form, and then you could go back to writing it in word form. So let's look right here. We have 257. So let's go ahead and write that in word form. 257. Then we have our decimal point and 572, and then I put my 1 and I've got 3 zeros, 2 thousandths. Make sure you got your THS. All right, let's move on to number 6. You guys are doing fabulous with this. I'm super proud of you. Write 901 and 75 thousandths in expanded form. Well, this again, boys and girls, I think it's easier to go to the standard form, or for me it is anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and write this number in standard form and then take it to expanded form. So I can write it. I have 791 and, okay, I need 75 thousandths. 1, 2, 3. So I have to end here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 5, 75 thousandths. So I have to hold my place. Whoops, you can't see that very well, can you? You're going to hold your place with that placeholder 0. So I did 791. I'm going to go back over this because I know I was writing and you couldn't see. Then I put my 1,000 and I put my placeholders right there. I put my lines there. So this would be the tenths, the hundredths, the thousandths. I know that I have to end in the thousandths place, so I went ahead and put my 5 there and my 7. So then I had to use my placeholder 0 for 75 thousandths. Now I need to write this in expanded form. So let's go ahead and do that. I've got 7 times, 7 is in the hundreds place, 7 times 100, plus 9 times 10, plus 1 times 1, because the 1's in the 1's place, plus I have a 7 in the hundredths place, plus my 5, that's in the thousandths place. All right, good job, guys. All right, let's move on. We got 2 more, and then we actually have 6 more problems. We're going to do these 2 problems, and we have 4 on the next page. And then you're going to do some independent practice to practice for your test that you're going to have on Friday after morning meeting. All right, let's look at number 7. Which of the following shows 17 and 201, let's see, 201 thousandths in expanded form? Well, boys and girls, the easiest thing to do is just go right down the row. 17, is that in expanded form? Let's think about that. Is 17 in expanded form? No, it is not. So it can't be this one because it should be 10 times, 10 times 1. It should have been broken down to 10 plus 7. Yes? So that one is incorrect. 17 and 201 thousandths. I think we got too many ands in there. Because are we going to have two decimals in the number? Are we going to have two decimals in the number? No, we are not. So that one's not going to be correct. Let's look at the next one. 10 plus 7. Well, 10 plus 7, that's going to give us 17. 2 tenths is 2 in the tens place. 1,000. Ooh, that might be it. But let's check that last one. 17 and, is that written in the expanded form? No, it is not. So we could just cross that one out. And we could have crossed B out too. Well, we know A is not right, so C is the correct choice. Because you got to make sure it's asking for expanded form. Now, let's look at number 8. Which of the following shows 900 and 52 thousandths in standard form? Well, let's just go ahead and write this out for ourselves. We got 900. We all know what 900 looks like. And we got to have 52 thousandths. Well, I know I have to end in my thousandths place, so I'm going to have to put that placeholder 0. So 952 thousandths, what's that going to look like? It's going to look like D. Yes, D, you are correct. So let's go ahead and pick D. Excellent job, guys. Let's go ahead and flip over to page 13. Now, this one is going to get a little bit harder than what we were working with the other day. But if you don't do hard stuff, you're not going to get any better. Yes? Absolutely. All right, so on this problem, it's taking you out even farther in your decimals, if you notice. Because if you put your 1 under your decimal point and your zeros, it's taking you out to the 10,000ths place. Whew! All right, we got this. Y'all are smart. Now, let's make sure, boys and girls, put that comma there and this decimal point. This program sometimes drives Miss Lamont a little bit crazy because you can't tell the difference between a decimal point and a comma. So make sure you fix those. So let's start. We're going to go number name form first. Well, let's go to the decimal. We have 102 what? Thousand. So 102,000, comma, 971, and, because there's our and sign, our decimal means and, then we have 5,000, 30, 10,000. All right. This one's getting a little more trickier. This is a little more advanced than what we were working with because we're taking it out to the 10,000ths place. All right. Now, when we get to expanded form, you're going to do this expanded form just like you did when we were doing it earlier. We're going to use the fractions again. So, for expanded form, we are going to actually expand it by the place value. We're not going to do a problem this time. So, we're just going to say 100,000 plus 2,000 plus And so that's another way that you can write it. You're not writing the problem, you're just writing it out as each place value. So that's another way that you can write that problem. So let's go on and look at problem number 2. We're going to write 34,062,000, 1 and 5 10,000ths in base 10 numeral form and expanded form. Wow, that's a lot. Let's look at that number again. We're going to write 34 million. So let's go ahead. 34 million, comma, got that part. 62,000. Ooh. 62,000. We got to have a placeholder 0 there. 1. Whoops. 0, 0, 1. And 5 10,000s. Wow. There's 10,000. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So we have to have 5 10,000s. So our last number has to be in the 10,000ths place. So we got a lot of placeholder zeros to put in there, don't we? So there is how we write that number in base 10 numeral form. So 34,062,001 and 5 10,000ths. Whew. All right, so let's write it out, and we're going to write it out in expanded form with the numbers just like we did over here, just a new way to see it, okay? So we have 30 million plus 4 million plus 60,000 plus 2,000 plus 1 plus 5 10,000ths. All right, everybody with me? We're almost done, friends. Almost done. All right, let's go to number 3. All right, write this number in expanded form and number name form. All right, let's write it in number name first. So let's look. We have the 23. Let's put our commas and decimals in so we know. We got a comma here, and a decimal here. Okay, so we have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions. So we've got 23 million. So 20, whoops, that's expanded form. Go down here to number name. 23 million. 716,000 3 and what do we have? We got 10,000ths again, so we have 7,000, or I'm sorry, 7,000 921,000. Okay? Now, that one took a little bit to write, but you just got to use all of your strategies that we have been working on. All right, I'm going to move it up a little bit so you can make sure you see it. And again, guys, if Miss Lamont is going too fast, hit the pause button and recopy it. Let's look at the expanded form. We've got 20 million plus 3 million plus 700,000 plus 10,000 plus 6,000 plus 3 plus 7/10 plus 9/100 plus 2/1000 plus 1/10,000. All right, guys, we're doing great. Now we got to finish up. Let's finish strong. All right, we've got expanded form, and we're taking it to base 10 and number name. So let Miss Lamont get this situated so that you can see. All right, so let's look here. 3 times 1 million. That gives us 3 million. We got that. So 3,070,000. Whoops. Oh, Miss Lamont needs to put another 0. 70,000. All right. So there's 3,070,000. So we got 3,070,000 and 8,000. So we're going to put an 8 there. And we have 9 10,000s. Yes? So we've got that written in number form. Let Miss Lamont make sure her placeholder zeros look like zeros. Make sure your zeros look like zeros. Here we go. Let's write it. 3,070,000 and 89 10,000. All right, boys and girls, go ahead and finish copying that. What I would like for you to do after you finish copying that is I would like for you to do page 14 in your NBT 1 through NBT 4 book. It looks like this. I would like for you to complete this for your independent practice and upload it in Google Classroom. And please make sure that you mark complete when you're finished. Thank you.